guys, welcome back. Today we are playing the Oregon Trail Challenge. You're probably wondering what's going on, and the simple answer is my voiceover just decided, I don't know why it decided not to record with any mic, but it did. So we're gonna do the best we can to recap. So it is winter now. We are no longer delayed, so we're at Fort Caliente. And yeah, for winter, I've decided that we're going to, instead of having like, if you roll an odd, there's a random event, there will be a random event. You just will get them. You'll get one. Like, I'm so sorry, but it's happening. We went with the Funk family first, which is kind of a mouthful to say. I'm sorry if I sound annoyed. I'm so annoyed that it's never done this before. And it was just like, oh, you want sound? You want sound with your recording? How about no? And I just don't understand why it decided to do that to me. I'm a good person. I don't deserve this. So yeah, we went to the Funk family, which is actually two different families. It is the Kennedy family, formerly the Sakamoto family, and the Funk family. They've experienced a little bit of loss, but not like an insane amount, I would say. But their random occurrence scenario was death of livestock. So how I do this one is I just count how much livestock they have and I roll to see what happens. And they rolled to lose all of their livestock. All of it. Every single horse or oxen. Like, they were doing pretty good too. They had 5 oxen and 2 horses. So I was like, alright, they'll at least come out of this with something, right? No, they lost everything, which means they are on foot. And I'm not sure how I'm going to address this for the official rules, because I feel like there should be some penalty there, because I don't care how slow oxen are, they're faster than walking, like literally walking. So I feel like there should be a penalty. However, at this time, a penalty does not exist because I just didn't think about it. And this did happen like on the actual Oregon Trail. People would lose all of their oxen, something would happen, and they would walk the rest of the way. There's these books called the Dear America books that I was super obsessed with as a kid, and I kind of want to rebuy because somebody stole all of my copies. But yeah, like the main characters of their family had to walk kind of for the rest of it. So I did let them keep a few things that I felt like they could carry. So like the tent, 2 lanterns, the knitting things. I felt like that was fair. And yeah, in the future I'm gonna add some sort of penalty, but for now there's not one. Just remember what happened here. Up next is the Clavel family. So the Clavel family is actually 2 different families. It is the Clavels and the Wainwrights. Their older son married, and I think he died, I don't remember. But they rolled for hypothermia, which, great, it's winter. If your sim has a certain amount of body points, they opt out of it. Otherwise, if they roll, I think a 1, they die. Yeah, Blair Wainwright rolled a 1. And I was very upset about this. And I decided that I had plans for her. I like her way better than other sims in this household. So I cheated. I decided Blair was going to live. But because I allowed Blair to live, I decided both of the Clavels had to die in like a sacrifice. So Buster and Bessie are no more, which would make more sense to me. Like, if you're going to be sensitive to extreme cold temperatures, it's probably going to be the elderly sims and not the teenage daughter. So Blair has been spared. Hopefully she makes it through. We are so close to the end that, like, hopefully she could just keep it together. And of course, her mother was just aghast. I take my screenshots when I remember, otherwise I have no screenshots. But yeah, I did cheat. I fully admit that. I think it's fine. I think it's fair. I sacrificed 2 sims for the price of 1 too. So it's not like it was just a trade-off. It was like I gave a little more. That was my penalty for cheating. The Williams family was next, and we rolled Poison Ivy, which I'm so glad I realized was a game mechanic, because that's a super easy thing, and I don't have to track it, because I can just give it to them, and then they get better when they get better. So Roxy Nelson is the one who got it. I wasn't sure if toddlers could get it or not, but I went ahead and counted them in the roll just in case. And yeah, gave her poison ivy. So when we start homesteading, that's when I'm actually going to play all these households. She's going to have poison ivy. They also got a dog called Cashew, and they already had a cat called Gumbo, so I was excited by this development. Because at this point, no one's adopted a dog yet. Up next was the Donner family. Again, I just didn't think about Tamara Donner being first and it becoming the Donner party. I'm sorry. It happens. So I believe they also got Death of Livestock. And they had a lot. Look how many. They had 10, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 4, 6, 8, 10. Yeah, 10. They had 10 and they lost all of it. So this was a huge blow because they were doing super well. Look at all those wagons. They have a lot of adults. They're doing great. Not no more. They are also walking. And this was a crushing blow. Because I believe this was 2 families now. 2 full families walking. Which again, we're like, I'm pretty sure we're day 19, but we're day 15 on the trail and there's 16 days to the challenge. So like they're pretty close anyways. But still, like to have made it so far with so much and then to have lost it, rough. I let them keep some things, again, figuring they could be carrying things. But yeah, that was not ideal. And I can't believe it was all of them. I was like, they got 10. There's no way. Yeah, all of them died. So I'm just going to assume there was a really, really bitter cold night. They just killed everybody off. And then there was the Bunch family. I was like, okay, what could happen to them? They've already had everyone die. They've lost most of their livestock. Yeah, they had a delay, and the option was to either basically an animal was injured and they could keep it and be delayed for a day, or they could put it down. I just went ahead and put it down. I was not being delayed. I was not doing it. So family number 3 that is fully on foot. This poor family has had so much happen to them. They don't even have parents. They're living with their nanny essentially, and she's not getting paid now because mom and dad are dead. Like, it's been real rough. It's been real rough for them. So yeah, now we are into the Keaton family. Now, Justine Keaton did get bitten by a snake. She had to roll to see if she was getting an infection. She did not get an infection, which, great. And then I believe they also got an injured animal delay, so I just deleted one of the oxen. They still have enough, and they also have enough wagons that I feel like for the people who are walking, it was pretty common to just share at this point because everyone was just so desperate to get there, and they were bonded by like the trauma of the trail that just like you banded together. And I feel like they banded together because they have 3 wagons, or covered wagons, and then an open wagon with horses. So like they've got quite a bit going on. They're doing fairly well for themselves. I think they're doing the best out of any of them. And then the Wolf family, which is the house we primarily play through, there was a pneumonia incident, and little Sandy French has pneumonia. Because of course she does. But overall, yeah. We also have babies that are just flopped out on the ground. I don't know what to do with them because, like, I don't know. They're just there. Styles also apparently has a thing for Morgana. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. We will zoom in on his face just to make sure that he knows that we have said, you may not. I thought it was River at first, and I was like, don't you dare. Don't you dare. But then I saw it was Morgana, and I also said, don't you dare. She has enough problems. His wife is really into arson. It's just not a good thing to happen. But they're so close. Like, these guys only have, I think, 1 wagon, 1 covered wagon, 1 open wagon. Like, they're struggling too. I don't know what we're gonna do for homesteading. Like, I have to create rules for it. I know there's an existing homesteading challenge, but I want my homesteading challenge to be like a sequel to playing through my Oregon Trail challenge. So once you've played through that, it'll what is the word that I want? Like, seamlessly move into the homesteading portion based on whatever happened while they were on the trail. Like, that's the idea. And again, I'm not really playing through how the written version of the challenge is supposed to go. In the written version, it really is leaning towards you're playing all the households, whereas this time I really just have played through the wolf family, and that's just because I'm recording, and it would have been so much longer if I had to play all of the households individually. So I put story progression in to kind of mimic that things were happening. There's some things I would have done differently, but overall, like, I'm fine with the way that I played through it, just for funsies while I figured out the rules. I'm just checking out the babies. But they're on the ground, it's fine. And then Molly and Abraham have one bolt, but like Molly was desperate at this point for any kind of love or affection, so she had rolled a fall in love with Abraham want. I disregarded that, but like it was there. It did happen. I will acknowledge it. And everybody else just wanted puppies and kittens and butlers and poor things. Just none of that's happening. I have decided though, because they're homesteading, but like I want there to be a little starter town there. And what I'm gonna do is I'm going to populate like the townie pool and like the town as well with like characters from my favorite like 50s classics. So 7 Brides for 7 Brothers, maybe Bonanza, like Little House on the Prairie, that kind of thing. Like those shows. They're really like nostalgia western, but like we're not true at all. And then also at romance novels, which I'm a huge fan of. Like people should enjoy them. They're so funny. But like the western ones, like the really old ones that are kind of terrible and questionable at best, love those. I'm just gonna throw those people into town too, just so they have friends. But that was it. So if you like this video, please give it a like. Sorry it's chaotic, and I will see you in the next one.